Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Sisters. It is season 2, episode 1, and it was titled The Lonely Road. Alright, so they are back, y'all, and they came back with 2 separate episodes, so I will be doing 2 separate videos for each episode, so look for episode 2 in another video. Alright, let's just jump into it, y'all, because there was a lot going on, and let me tell you how I laughed so freaking hard when... Woo! Y'all know what I laughed at, but y'all know how I do it. I just go straight the way everything occurred, so it just kind of flows better for me to tell y'all what went on. This video shouldn't be too long because the episode, even though it was an hour long, it wasn't a lot going on. You know how Tyler Perry stretches out scenes, y'all. So let's just get into it. The girls look good. And the way they did it, because Tyler Perry, he said he does this for a lot of stuff, where they were quarantined for, I want to say a month, because Duvall, he put it on his Instagram where they were like quarantined, I want to say for like a month or so, and then they filmed the whole season, and I want to say it's going to be 25 episodes. I'm not 100% sure because I did not look it up. But I know last season it was 25 episodes, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one has the same amount. But they filmed all the 25 episodes or how many episodes in 2 weeks. So y'all know what it's going to give. Y'all already know that the acting is a little, and the wigs is, child. So we already know what it's going to give. So let's just get into it. First and foremost, let me just let y'all know, if you are watching this review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss these sister reviews because we get into it, okay? And then hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all, let's just start it off with Danni. So she was in the bed sleeping and stuff. Preston come out the bathroom. He get ready to leave. She like, where you going? He was like, I gotta go to work, Danni. Come on now. Stop playing with me. She was like, oh no, you ain't going to work. He was like, no, I gotta go to work. I can't be not going to work. I need the money and they need help and stuff. I got to go and stuff. She like, So she was like, look, I like it. I want you to, what she say? I like it when you call me. I like it when you text me. And I like it when you want to be with me. I said, oh, finally she tell this man what she want. Cause y'all know last season, she kept giving this man mixed signals. Poor Rodeo was so confused, but now she telling him. So she like, look, I don't like it when you don't text me and stuff like that, and yada yada yada. He was like, all right, no problem, I'm gonna text you, I got you, boo. So he was like, all right, let me give you a little kissy kiss, say goodbye. Why she handcuffed this man, or put the handcuffs on him? Because I don't think they was attached to nothing else. But she put the handcuffs on. He was like, come on now, Danni, I got to go. Like, what are you doing? We see Maurice in the hospital. Bree visited him, and I was like, Maurice still in the hospital? I thought, for some reason, I thought he had got out already, but he was still in the hospital. He like, you know how doing the most Maurice is, child. He like, bitch, look, I heard you was up there beating up Lorenzo all up in the club. Yes, I like a thug now, Bree. And so she like, you know what I do now. So then he was saying like, she was like, well, why are you still here? He was like, I was supposed to be gone. I was a good girl, but you know my ass. She was like, what's wrong with your ass? He was like, nothing, but this fine ass doctor came up here, so I'm gonna leave when he give me a prostate exam. I said, Lord Maurice. So she like, Maurice, you can't be staying up here. This is not a hotel. He was like, girl, like I'm gonna pay the bill and stuff. So we, so he gonna ask her about some Tyler Perry movies, child. She was like, well, he be speaking the truth. I said, girl. He don't do his women right. But anyway, the doctor come in and he was cute or whatever, and he telling Maurice that he free to go. Maurice flirting heavy, child. The doctor like he gonna call him, and I'm like, this doctor ain't fitting to call him. But I guess he want to hurt Maurice's feelings in front of Bree, so he gonna play along and stuff. So then he tells Bree, look, take care, Maurice or whatever. Maurice like, that man ain't gonna call me, child. He was just trying not to hurt my feelings and stuff. So she like, well, come on, let's get you ready to go and stuff. He's snapping on her, talking about get my heels and all this other stuff. Next we see Andi. Yeah. Y'all, we see Andi walking down that goddamn dirt road, and I fell out laughing. I said, why they stuck her on this damn dirt road? Walking in these heels. Oh, snap. Because you know that the people took her car, they took her phone, they took her purse. They took everything. And then they wouldn't give her a ride unless she gave them information. So she walking on this dirt road. Lord only knows how long she was walking for. A car ride up and was like, yo, you need some help. You broke down and stuff. And she like, no, you was a stranger danger. I don't want no help from you. Go away. So she being mean to the man real persistent and stuff, and he trying to, help her out. She like, well, look, you got a phone? And he like, yeah, I got a phone or whatever. So she make a phone call. Of course she called Karen first, because that's our ace boom coon. And she calls Karen up. Karen don't answer. But we know what's going on with Karen, but she don't know. So she calls Karen. Karen not answering. She calls Bree. Bree not answering. Then she calls Danny. Danny don't want to answer, but Preston like, look, you phone ringing and you need to get these cuffs off me. She was like, that's probably work. I ain't answering the phone or nothing like that. He answers the phone for her. She like, so then Andi was like, look, I need a ride or whatever, and I need you to, she was like, what? Where you at or whatever? What you need to ride for? Like, I ain't got no gas money, my car rocking and stuff. And she like, look, girl, I need a ride or whatever. And I call everybody else, they not answering. Of course, Danny in her feels because she was last and all this other stuff. So she like, well, where you at? She asked the dude, and he like, well, we on what do you say, Route 47, mile marker 7. Then they like, how the beep I'm supposed to find that or whatever. And then she was like, what kind of country bumpkin going to find? Person was like, well, I'm country, girl. Like, I know exactly what that said. She was like, why would you know what that said? He was like, well, the cow pastures. I ride past it. I be cracking up. So she like, all right, I come pick you up. So she hangs up with Andi. She want a quickie before. I said, girl, this child in the middle of the damn road. And you trying to get a quickie. Or you ain't no friend. So Andi standing on the side of the road with the guy, and the guy keep asking, like, you all right? You need some water? Like, what's going on? You want to talk? Like, yada, yada, yada. She like, no, I'm good, whatever. He was like, all right, well, I'm going to go sit in my car. If you want to come in there, it's AC. You can sit with the door open and stuff. She was like, oh, okay, like, So he goes to the trunk, pops it open, sits in the trunk. He just staring at her. So she was like, well, why are you being nice to me or whatever? And he was like, what did he say? Because I think he was like, you want to sit down? He got up and stuff like that. And then she was like, well, why are you being nice to me? He was like, well, I got a confession. She was like, oh, Lord, I ain't got nothing to say. Nope. Get away from me. Bye. He was like, look, I'm FBI. I'm agent such and such. I'm sorry that my boss, took all your stuff and whatnot. And he was like, my boss was being the ass. So she real irritated now because it's the whole FBI. First you a stranger. You a whole FBI. And you took all her stuff, so she mad. Okay, so he like, look, I can still give you a ride into town. I know you don't want no ride by me, but I can give you a ride into town or whatever. So she like, let me use your phone again. So she calls Danny up and tells Danny like, look, I'm gonna be there in an hour, whatever. She was like, no, don't come. I got a ride with agent such and such. She was like, oh, agent, like, what's going on? I'm headed over to your place. I'm calling all the girls, and we gonna be over there, yada, yada, yada. Next we see Karen and Zach. So they still in the hospital, because remember, Zach got stabbed because Aaron's ex-brother-in-law came in, tried to kill Karen, and yada, yada, yada. Zach came in, saved the day. He got stabbed. Karen shot the dude and stuff. So they're in the hospital. Zach all on his feelings again because Karen was talking to Aaron, and then she like, oh, you got dressed, you ready to go? He was like, yeah, well, they stitched me up, I'm ready to go and stuff, but you got homeboy coming up in here, and who was dude that was, she was like, well, I don't know, that was the brother-in-law or whatever. And mama took care of him. She dropped him at the funeral and stuff. He was like, oh, damn, your mama a Terminator. Remind me not to get on the bad side of Miss Lisa. So she like, yeah, she bad and stuff. He was like, yeah, but where she at now? She was like, she out there camping. He was like, oh, wow. She a G, huh? So they talking and stuff, and he was offering to go back to the house to clean the blood up and whatnot, and she like, no, you don't really have to do that. And he was like, well, look, I want to go clean the blood up. Let me clean it up. That's the least I can do. You know, I love you. I'm always gonna be here for you, even though you done moved on. He always gotta bring that up, that she done moved on and stuff. And she starts about to go down this rabbit hole, like, what if you didn't show up, yada yada yada. And he like, look, don't talk about that, we not finna go there or whatever. We see Andi, she in the car with the dude, and she asking the agent, like, is this real life? Like, is this really happening? He was like, yeah, this is real life. Like, he is being charged with embezzlement. He was married before. He was stealing money from the firm. He said something else too. And she was like, what? Like, And he was like, look, I know you don't want to believe it, but these is facts or whatever. He like, I shouldn't do this, but go down there and look in that file. So she look in the file, and she's like, well, who is this? Like pictures and all this other stuff. And then she like, well, who this lady? And he was like, oh, that's his first wife. She was like, well, how long was they married for? He was like, I don't know. It should be somewhere in there. So she found 8 months. And he was like, no, that don't sound right. I think they was married for like a month, but they got it annulled. And the first wife called in what was going on. So she looking like, or whatever. So, he was like, there's more. And she was like, well, I don't really want to, look too much into it or stuff like that. She want to see Gary. And I'm like, girl. And he was like, no, I don't know about that. And she was like, no, I want to see him. And he was like, all right, I'm going to ask my boss. Well, the boss that took my purse, he was like, yeah, he might let you see him. Oh, why? So y'all can record me? Yeah, just so you know. I was like, well, he ain't lying to you. So she want to see him. So he like, all right, I'm going to set it up. There we at Bree's apartment. Calvin knocking at the door. He, last time they was with each other, he was drunk because, one of his dads just died and stuff. And he was drunk and he was saying some real foul ass shit to Bree. And one of the things he said was, I should slap the shit out you. She was like, no, actually, no. He was like, what I said was, I should slap you or something. She was like, oh, no, actually, you said I should slap the shit out of you. And he was like, oh, damn, what was I thinking about? Oh, no, I'll never talk to you again like that. She was like, all right, whatever. It's okay. And so she asked about his dad and stuff. And he like, oh, well, the funeral tomorrow. I said, damn, that was fast. So I was like, the tomorrow? He just died. So anyway, they already got it set up. The daddy gonna be cremated. The funeral gonna be tomorrow. He wanted to have like a drag show and celebration of his life and stuff like that. So they gonna turn it into a fundraiser to raise money for Maurice and stuff. So they're gonna do that. And he said something. And what was it? Let me see. He said something about his dad did something for him or something like that. And he was like, well, I want to tell you, but I don't know because you won't be judging. She was like, I'm not into judging no more, especially what happened to Maurice. And he was like, all right, I'm going to tell you later. I was like, I wonder what that is about. Because his stories, child. I'd be like, God damn, Calvin. So we going to see what that's about. There we see Zach riding with Karen. And he telling her she pretty and like, I love you, girl, and all this other stuff. And she grateful that he was there to save her and whatnot. And he all like, because he about to go into a spiel. You know how Zach do, child. Just like, oh, well, I love you, girl, and I'm there. I was glad I was there for you. And all this stuff. And she was like, let's not do this. And he was like, what you mean? She was like, I already know what you're going to say. He was like, what I'm going to say. And she basically said what he was going to say. Like, I was there to protect you. I love you. We should be together. I'm going to do better. And he was basically like, I mean, I wasn't going to say that, but I was. But I promise you, I'm going to do better. I'm going to show you with my actions and yada, yada, yada. He like, Zach gets on my nerves because he's so damn selfish. Because he's going to say something, I know you like old dude, but just take it slow. Leave some room for me type thing. Like, no, you had your chance. I done gave you chance after chance after chance after chance. We not doing this no more. Unless you want to come up with a plan, which he still don't have no plan. Like, no, I'm going to move at the speed that I want to move with dude, and it ain't got nothing to do with you. So she basically like, look, we not finna do that or whatever. He's still promising and all this other stuff. She pulled up to our place. The cops is there because it was a crime scene and stuff. And she like, can you go in there and get my phone? He was like, damn, we ain't even got me. You want me going there around the cops and stuff? Come on now, Karen. And he fussing and stuff like that. And that shit was funny. He was like, well, where your boy at? Any other time he just pop up. He pop out the trunk. He pop out of here, and then he can't pop up. I was cracking up. But he go inside the apartment, and his cop friend that he had relations with, like, early on in the year, not years, but, when he was younger and stuff, she at the crime scene, he like, oh, hey, what's going on? She was like, what you doing here? You live here? Like, you was involved in this? He was like, look, I'm the one who got stabbed and stuff. And he was like, well, what you doing here? She was like, we treating it like a murder, homicide or whatever. And he was like, what? So she was like, what you doing here? You live here? He was like, I mean, like, kinda. So then he tells her, like, yeah, my girlfriend live here. And I was like, why don't you just call it what it is? She your ex right now. And so she was like, oh, so you had a whole girlfriend, you was flirting with me? He was like, but you was flirting with me too. So, but if I'm single, you got a whole girlfriend, you in the wrong, my dude. So anyway, she like, look, come back in 45 minutes. And then you can get your phone. I'll let you get the phone and stuff. Because he went in there to get Karen's phone. I'll let you get the phone. And then you can go or whatever. So he goes back out to the car to tell Karen, like, it's going to be 45 minutes. Once we get that situated, I'm going to bring you your phone and all this other stuff. So she drives off. Because she's supposed to be going to Andy's house. She drives off. The cop is standing there watching. And he like, well, what you out here watching for? She was like, well, I'm just doing my job. I'm investigating. She pretty or whatever. And he was like, yeah, And she was like, but it didn't sound like y'all was finished or over with or whatever. Because he told her inside the house that, they was basically not together no more. And he was like, well, it's complicated. She was like, complicated. So she wanted to know. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Was that it? No, that wasn't it. So, at the police station, Andi is at the police station, child. She want to talk to the boss. The agent that drove her there is kind of like, no, I don't want, no, you're not talking to the boss. What you need to talk to the boss for? She was like, because I didn't do this. This is not me. While she arguing with him, Gary comes in. So, the agent leaves out. Child, she tells him, like, look, they left me walking on a dirt road because of your ass. This is all you. You got me in this predicament. All this other stuff. She's screaming on him, and she like, look, I'm done. Like, tell me the truth. What's going on? What happened with the first wife? And he was like, this ain't me. I'm telling you, this is Maurice and my ex-wife. They trying to frame me and stuff. And she was like, well, what happened to the first wife? He was like, first wife? I ain't got no first wife. She was like, married for a month. So he was like, what are you talking about? So he denying everything. She basically like, I'm done. I'm out of here. We over with. I was like, yes, praise him, Andi. She gets do this whole I'm done, I am woman, hear me roar. And then she ended up sitting back in the chair to my baby, because he was like, well, okay. And, oh, baby, just tell me the truth. Andi, you disgusting me right now. It was just so annoying. Because she was screaming on him like she said that you was going to isolate me and all that stuff. So he was like, well, who said that? She was like, Jasmine. He was like, you talking to Jasmine? Like, what are you talking to Jasmine for? He mad at her because she's talking to Jasmine. When she sat back down, he was like, look, if you want to go, go. I don't need you around here. She was like, baby, no. Baby, no, don't leave me. Just go. She was like, yeah, see, your temper right there is going to make me not trust you or whatever. So then she snaps and then she storms off. The cop came out there to tell Zach that they done. She was saying like, you gonna go back in there, you can clean up for your girlfriend, here go her phone and stuff. Basically, their whole scene was that she wanted him to be her fuck buddy or whatever, because he got a curved. I said, what? Okay, whatever. So she like, well, her thirsty self, like, I guess she forgot she already gave him her phone number, because she like, well, I'm gonna give you my number. He was like, I already got it, no worries, I'm gonna cut you up if I need to. I was just like, Lord, but I guess she was direct. I'm with her, like, be direct and upfront for what you want. She don't want no relationship, she just want the curve. So hey, give it to her, Zach, because you know you are. But anyway, Zach calls the baby cub, the young cub, what's that lady name? Lisa's boo. Karen's mama's boo. Because remember they had talked and then in Danny's in her apartment, and they was chatting and stuff. So he calls him up to see, like, he went in on what's going on. So the young cub is like, oh, it's about some real estate and stuff. You gotta get voted in. He was like, voted in? Like, what kind of pyramid scam is this? So he was like, look, man, look, this is gonna be millions. You're gonna make millions and stuff. He was like, all right, man, I'll see you tomorrow, whatever. So they hung up. We back at Andy's place, Andy's place, and the FBI in there, child, they doing the whole search. I said, how the hell they get her apartment? They could just, I guess, I don't know. I ain't never been in trouble with the FBI. But, I mean, can they just bust up in your house? They can't, they don't have to show. Well, I guess they can just go up in your house. Yep. Yeah, I guess they could just kick in the door, and then when you arrive, they show you the search warrant, because that's exactly what they did. And Andy go quirking off and screaming, that's my stuff, they ain't my stuff. And Karen was already there. She flipping out, and so she trying to calm Andy down, and that's when episode 1 ended. So I'm gonna be back with episode 2, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about this episode. Y'all let me know if y'all like this recap review by hitting that thumbs up button and hitting that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to my channel, and also hitting the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.